7 reasons to stick around Sabah's capital. Often just a transit stop for travelers headed to the wild jungles and pristine coral reefs of eastern Sabah, Kota Kinabalu offers much to those who decide to stay on, from fantastic seafood to tropical island hopping, orangutan encounters to a steam train ride into a bygone era. Just a short hop from Kuala Lumpur, and a mere 40-minute flight from Brunei, Kota Kinabalu, KK, also makes a great case for tying in a stopover within a stopover if you've already visited Southeast Asia's major flight hubs and are keen to break up a long international flight in a new destination. Read on for 7 great ways to make the most of it. Soak up the city sights. One of Malaysia's fastest growing cities, sprawling Kota Kinabalu is no longer easy to picture as a British colonial trading post. But with just 3 buildings surviving the 1945 Allied bombings, including the Atkinson Clock Tower, the post office turned Sabah Tourism Board headquarters, and a welfare office, which, after being razed by fire in 2002, has become an unofficial street art gallery, one can hardly blame it. But while business booms in KK's office blocks, day-to-day life thrives at street level much as it always has. Eat, and eat some more. KK's rich ethnic makeup has birthed one of the most diverse culinary scenes in Southeast Asia. Unsurprisingly, seafood is king here. Head to Welcome Seafood Restaurant, wsr.com.my, for one of the freshest, most affordable seafood feasts in town. Simply point to what you want in the tanks and indicate your cooking style. Hint, try the curry crab, and it'll be on your table in minutes. Worth forking out a little more for is a meal at Alu Alu Cafe. Don't be fooled by its modest surroundings. Here, seafood sourced from Borneo Ecofish, an organization dedicated to harvesting and distributing seafood from sustainable sources, is prepared with modern Chinese-style finesse. Ride the North Borneo Railway. Built in 1896 to transport tobacco from Sabah's interior to the coast for export, Borneo's first, and still only, railway was all but destroyed during World War II. In 2011, the North Borneo Railway finally reopened, complete with a retrofitted locomotive offering tourists the chance to experience its most scenic section, turn-of-the-century style. Leaving from Tanjung Aru, just south of KK, the Iron Horse chugs past lush paddy fields and traditional stilt villages before arriving in the town of Papar. Hang with orangutans. Located in northeast Sabah, the Sepilok Orangutan Rehabilitation Center is still the best place in Borneo to get up close to island's critically endangered orangutans. But for those who don't have time to head out east, it's possible to admire these gentle creatures in their natural habitat just outside KK. Set up with support from the Sabah Wildlife Department, the Shangri-La Razaria owns a 64-acre nature reserve backing onto the hotel that acts as a halfway house for orphaned orangutans until they are ready to integrate with their brethren at Sepilok. Island hop along Sabah's west coast. When it comes to diving in Sabah, there's no contest against the legendary Pulau Sepadan, in the state's southeast. But while Sabah's west coast waters can't compete with the marine diversity of the Coral Triangle, the handful of jungly humps that comprise Tunku Abdul Rahman National Park, just a 15 to 20 minutes boat ride from KK, are perfect for day tripping. With a nice beach, decent, if not great, snorkeling, and enormous resident monitor lizards, Pulau Sapi is the best option for those looking for some fun in the sun. Smell the mountain air in Kinabalu National Park. Roughly 40,000 people attempt to scale the 4,095 meters summit of Malaysia's highest mountain every year, but you don't have to commit to climbing Mount Kinabalu, best done over 3 days to acclimatize, to appreciate Sabah's first World Heritage Site. In a full-day tour from KK, it's possible to take in the Botanical Gardens Nature Trail at the mountain's base, a must for orchid lovers, take a dip at pouring hot springs, and stop at a popular viewpoint to take the perfect picture of the formidable peak, should the clouds part for long enough. Get a taste of tribal life. With many of Sabah's indigenous communities having long since adapted to modern living, you're not likely to see anyone living in a log house beyond the state's most remote corners, and even then it would probably have a satellite dish and air con. Rather than portraying traditional cultures, Mari Mari Cultural Village offers a fascinating, if mildly corny, insight into traditional tribal life via a tour of traditional dwellings of the Baja, Lunde, Murat, Rungas and Jusan tribes.